Hi.
Hi.
I miss you.
I miss you too. Oh my God. I have to schedule with you to come in. That's first and foremost, which I'm sure the people don't give a rat's tootie about. But I haven't talked to you in like a week.
I know.
And usually we at least like text on a regular basis, if not talk regularly. And this last week and a half, you haven't been able to because I was traveling again for work. So
Life.
I know.
Now I'm curled up on the couch with the microphone next to my pillow.
I know, right? It was like, how are we going to squeeze in time to do this? Because we also have to find a time later this week to record 1,000-Pound Sisters for Fat Friday, because that's coming back. 1,000-Pound Sisters.
Do you know if 600-Pound Life is coming back too?
It's supposed to be, I think, but I don't know any details about it.
Yeah, because I was going to say, like, the timing would have been perfect if we could do both, but we'll just have to do Fat Friday with just 1,000-Pound for now.
Yeah. So, yeah, very exciting. So yeah, we had to find all, extra time to record, and it's like, okay, we got to squeeze a lot in this week. Any case, so we are talking about Sister Wives Tell All or One-on-Ones parts 2 and 3 tonight. We're going to do both. Get everybody caught up and put that out. So I don't know if it's really a double episode worthy, but I mean there was some meat in the second, I think, the part 3, the second episode. So I guess that's part 3. Yeah. I think more so than the first one, but your mileage may vary.
Everything's just like a blur because it all just kind of flows. And you know how they keep cutting back to different scenes. Yes. So I'm like, okay.
Yes.
Yeah. So we're talking about season 18, episode 16, One-on-One part 2. Previously, we see Janelle and Cody fight again for the 2000s time. And it ends by him saying that he felt like a piece of meat.
Oh, God.
And so, yeah, with Janelle. So that's kind of where we left off.
Yep.
So we see Suki asking Cody if his and Janelle's relationship was just great sex. And he's like, oh, let's not focus on it. I don't know. She asked to be in the family. And then he goes on to say she wasn't in love with him. And I was just like, oh.
Meanwhile, Suki asks Janelle the same thing. And Janelle's like, well, yeah, I'm not going to talk about it, but like smiling like a fucking Cheshire cat.
Exactly.
Cody's twisting himself in pretzels trying to like say anything other than yeah. He
probably didn't want to say because he didn't want Robin to rewatch it back and know that him and Janelle actually had crazy kinky sex where
I know, right?
him and Robin are having vanilla missionary sex all day every day.
Phenomenal.
I mean, not all day, but
yeah. They're using like sex swings and shit. That's why he's so against the RV. It wouldn't hold their sex swing.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
No dogs allowed on the bed or the sex swing. Get down.
Oh, Jesus.
Not that Janelle would ever be listening, but I'm sorry, Janelle, if you actually do hear that.
Yeah.
I apologize to the Mormons and the LDS and all of the people that are maybe religious listening to.
All of the people. Apologize to everybody for trying to picture Cody having sex. You're welcome.
I know, right? We already saw him in like the little underwear.
Boink, boink, boink.
I'm instantly turned off. Not that I was turned on before, but nope. I'm definitely not going to be turned on.
Definitely not now. Dry as the Sahara down there.
Yep. Well, Janelle was like, everything was very good in that department. So like, we just talked about they're having some crazy good sex or whatever. Suki was trying to get like more information out of her. She was like, well, the makeup was the best part of that, huh? When you used to fight.
Uh-huh.
And then Janelle's kind of like, okay. Yeah.
Janelle's not saying anything else.
Yeah. But Suki did ask Cody why he did not want to reconcile with Janelle in the moment after the fight, or when they were having the
why didn't you just say at least I love you,
right? And he just said he felt betrayed. He didn't want to pursue her. He's just not there. and he's ashamed of the fight. And instead of communicating, he was full of triggers.
Trigger, trigger, trigger.
And then they flash back to the little screenshot you sent me of him going, I did not, I did not, I did
I did
not.
not, I did not, I did not, I did not.
And I said, that's like Kaya having a temper tantrum when she's lying to me.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Kaya, did you draw all over the walls?
Right.
I did not.
Yesterday, she took an extra cookie at the party. I was like, did you take that cookie? I did not. No, mommy.
Oh, Jesus.
Mm-hmm.
You're in trouble with that one if it starts that early.
Mm-hmm. So there's Cody throwing his like
Yep.
temper tantrum. Ugh. So Janelle doesn't think that Cody likes the idea. Wait, hold on.
Wait, what?
Guys, it's really late, by the way. So bear with us.
It is Monday.
It's... Okay, so Janelle said that she always felt like she had to earn a relationship with Cody. And they cut to all of the sister wives talking about this dynamic where they all did exactly what Cody wanted, right? So they all kept their houses a certain way.
This was very telling.
Yeah, Christine said she would.
Was a lot more telling than the time they spent on it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Christine said she would always make sure that she cooked his favorite foods. And if you think about it too, when you're sharing a man, I guess, when you only see your husband every 3 nights or 4 nights or whatever, that you want to make it extra special, right? Because you don't see him very often. But they all like basically had to conform to what he wanted, or else they didn't get love. They didn't get their needs met.
And I think that this is like, as I said, this is really telling. I think this is like important to differentiate, like, when you love somebody, you want to do things to make them happy. So you like want to make them their thing, like their favorite meal or whatever. You theoretically, a healthy relationship, you're supposed to want to do those things for each other.
Right.
Not talking about that dynamic. What I'm talking about is that they had to do these things. They had to perform these things in order to have Cody love them in return. Mm-hmm. It wasn't like they were doing this out of the goodness of their heart. They were doing it in their twisted way. What they knew of is, I do this, he loves me in return. And that's transactional, right? That's a transactional relationship. And that is not a dynamic of a healthy relationship.
Not at all.
So they're all pointing to these things that they did. And how far back that goes, and it was just like, right. how controlling and things, that he might happen behind closed doors.
Yeah, they probably didn't even realize they were being manipulated and controlled at the time, obviously, looking back on it and reflecting. Well, Mary even goes on to say that, he asked her to do all these things and she did all of them, but it wasn't good enough. So her loyalty wasn't enough.
Yeah.
Right. She's like, okay, he keeps talking about loyalty. Well, I've been loyal to you. Like, and you're still not giving me, it's not enough.
Yeah. Like, it was interesting to watch Mary's story arc, her character arc over the course of these 2 episodes together versus what each of them in isolation, because my dislike of Mary, like, it would just, when it starts to like lift a little bit, it gets like reinforced like tenfold. So watching her story arc over the course of these 2 episodes reinforced my belief that she's just a fucking asshole.
She did make a funny joke though about the dagger and a knife, like in her kidney.
She did. Yeah. But I mean, it starts here with this narrative that she's pulling here. So I don't know. I'll have more to say on that as it goes on, as her story arc continues.
Yeah. Well, and then, you hear Cody say some dumb shit like he always does, where he's like, I told her I loved her and I chose to love her. She thinks I was madly head over heels for her, but it wasn't that for me. And we acted and played that out, and then he goes, well, we did have a very romantic experience. We started out that way, but then there was a lot of dysfunction. So he keeps going back and forth between like bullshit and bullshit. Like he's
twisting himself into a fucking pretzel to say anything other than, yeah, I loved her, it was a different kind of love. When I met Robin, that was a different kind of love. Like admitting that is not problematic.
Right.
Admit it. It's not, we're not afraid of the truth. Like it's not a problem,
Why do
like
you think he is acting that way and denying?
because he does this with every question that he's asked. And I was noticing this really because, and this is something I've been commenting on all season, is there are differences in language, right? The language choices that Robin and Cody use, that everything's like happens to them and it's, they're victims and this and that versus, Christine and Janelle are like, well, this thing happened. We were in love and then we weren't. And we were in what we thought was love, at the time. And we were young and it is what it was. And now it's something different and that's okay.
Yeah.
Like there's versus, oh, look at what Christine did to me and, and the family. And she did this and this, and their language choices are vastly different here. So,
Yeah.
With Cody's language here. Wait, what did he say?
He said that he chose to love her, but he
Oh.
wasn't, he told her he loved her.
He has to twist himself in pretzels to say anything other than it might make him sound weak, right? Like it by saying it was something and then it changed to something else. Like to him, that's an admission that he somehow did something wrong, even if it's not anything that he or any sane person can articulate, right? Like it's just he can't ever admit something that's as simple as that. Christine, when asked the exact same question, was like, oh yeah, blah blah blah, and it's totally fine. And that's again the difference in language. She has no problem saying, answering yes or no to a yes or no question, whereas Cody has to give you, soliloquy on it without ever actually answering the question.
Yeah, that's true. Very true. Well, Suki talks to Mary about the moving business, and I don't even know why I took notes on this because I really don't give a flying fuck about it. But we see the scene again. I'm sorry, guys. I'm cursing a lot. Sorry again to all the religious people out there. No, I'm kidding. But not. So we see the scene again with Mary telling Robin and Cody that she's moving her clothing business, and he obviously doesn't seem to give a shit at all. He's just kind of like, okay, all right.
Right.
And Cody's saying that Robin's pressuring him because she's telling him to be around for Mary or something like that. And I'm like, what? I don't know. Then Mary called him out on the ring he was wearing in the kitchen. Mary was like, oh, we see the scene about the ring and what's that ring you have on? Blah,
yeah,
blah, blah.
So they gotta replay this scene because we haven't seen it 1,000 times already to make it, the secondhand cringe as uncomfortable as possible about Robin sitting there going, well, anything else you wanted to make clear to him today? Because I speak Cody, which was a whole funny discussion when we get to that segment.
we see the barn dominium again, the conversation about throwing Mary in the garage.
Throwing her in the garage. Christine's reaction when they showed that, though, oh my God.
It's like, can you imagine Cody having a yard sale, a garage sale? Like, here's my 2001 Lexus convertible. Here's my wife, circa 1970.
Oh, Jesus.
I'm sorry.
No, no, that's not for sale.
Yeah, it's free. It's free. Just take it.
No. Oh, no. It comes with papers, but no ring. Jesus.
Can you imagine him?
Oh my God, I'm dying. I'm dying.
I needed that laugh.
Okay, sorry.
Okay. So then we see Mary telling Robin that she needs someone else to fight for her relationship because sometimes she's too weak to fight. I mean, those are Robin's words talking about what Mary said.
Oh, yeah.
But Mary does agree to that. And she's like, yeah.
And they talk about that because they replay this scene and then they replay, and I can't remember the whole order everything is, but they replay that scene 8 million times, followed by the scene at the picnic table, right? They play those over and over and over again. And they have this conversation about why was Robin even there? And it's
Mm-hmm.
this, oh, Mary asked her to be there, and aside from the really condescending bullshit that Robin was saying about her speaking Cody, and well, did the other wives speak Cody? Well, they're capable, certainly capable of it. They
Yeah.
have the capacity to. And it's like, what? They were around before you were, bitch. But that
Yeah.
aside, the commentary, like Janelle and stuff was saying, was like, dude, if you can't even have a conversation with your own husband, like maybe
Red flag. Red
maybe there's
flag.
an issue here, if because if you're inviting Robin along now, but that also goes to the level of manipulation by Robin,
Mm-hmm.
right? And Cody's level of defending Robin about, oh, you can't say anything bad about Robin. Robin didn't do anything wrong. Goes to how well she's manipulated him into thinking it's not her.
Right.
Right? Case in point,
Definitely.
Anyway, this is part of Mary's story arc in this 2-episode story as well.
Yeah, I'm like reading through whatever. I'm like, I don't even want to talk about it because it's the same shit, It's like, okay, everyone's saying leave, Mary. There's no life for you if you stay.
Okay, so let's just get to the ring conversation, because this goes to my Mary story arc issue. So we have Christine telling this story about a long time ago, somewhere around the time Robin was coming into the family. Cody took off his gold ring that he'd had with Mary and melted it down and did something, God knows what, to it with it. Fast forward years later or whatever, they all got together and they did one fancy Claddagh ring, whatever, which he then later swapped out for this ring that he was wearing in this kitchen scene. So Christine's telling us this whole story of the rings and how it got to that point. And that then they showed Mary coming on, getting all like pissed off, some angry bee in her bonnet about the fact that Christine told this story of Mary's about the ring being melted down. And she was livid about it. And I'm like, why is she so fucking crazy about this?
Mm-hmm.
So her issue was she was so angry at Christine for having told the story that it wasn't hers to tell. And she can't just go on and tell the story that's not yours. I'm like, except that she just did. So like,
Yeah.
and but like, I felt like Mary's reaction was really out of proportion to the quote unquote violation that Christine did.
I agree. And I think it's because Mary was embarrassed because she knew that everyone is going to be talking about it, going, why didn't you leave? Like, that's such a huge sign. And it just goes back to everybody not making fun of her, but just everybody talking about her. I mean, everyone's like, come on, the signs are there. And I feel like she's hiding the truth. She's hiding a lot from the public because of embarrassment, because she knows.
Well,
That's
so I
my
came to the
opinion.
conclusion, right? Because I think it's in the next episode where she goes on and on and on, or whichever of these 2 episodes, she goes on about how he's never told me to my face. He's never told me to my face. Like she's clinging on to this, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
I was owed that. I'm like, okay, if that's what you're insisting on, like you're putting up with an awful lot of bullshit for
Yeah.
stand on some kind of stupid principle, which is a stupid principle, because if she needed to be told to her face that Cody was no longer interested in a relationship with her, even though he was telling everybody, including Santa Claus, about it,
Mm-hmm.
apparently this story comes out, she can't stick by that narrative anymore. She comes back all pissed off after they've already recorded the one-on-ones. So she's already gone on and spun her tale of he needs to tell me to my face. Then she finds out, well, that's bullshit. We that's blown out of the water, because if you quote unquote needed him to tell you to your face back when you confronted him about the ring and he says, I don't want you to have a claim to me, that's pretty
Mm-hmm.
damn clear to your face.
I
So
mean, I can see
there
an
goes her
argument
excuse.
where it's not clear though. Like, I don't want you to me, I mean, I'm trying to think Mary now, not Alexis. I'm thinking Mary.
Mm-mm.
right? So Mary being like, well, a claim to me. Well, no, I mean, I'm a sister wife. I'm sharing a man. Like, I guess I can see why he doesn't want me to have a claim to him because I was the
Mm.
first wife. I'm again speaking Mary. This is not me
Yeah.
speaking.
Oh, do you speak Mary? Like
I do actually. If you
Robin
need me to
speaks Cody?
translate, yeah, exactly. Um,
And the other
eh,
reason behind Robin's bullshit thing about speaking Cody was, well, he doesn't have a filter. Most people filter, but he doesn't. He just says all the asshole things that come to his mind, just basically. I'm like, I hate people like that. Like, and you're excusing his behavior. Like,
that's exactly it. She's excusing it.
she's
Yes,
excusing his behaviors. Oh, he's just like that. No, it doesn't give you a right to be an asshole just because
right.
I don't have a filter. I tell it like it is. I'm Italian. Whatever your fucking excuse du jour is about why you're an asshole. No,
Hmm.
you're just an asshole. Just say it. Anyway.
No, it's so true. It's so true. Uh,
Okay, so where were we?
I don't know. I'm looking.
Oh, Mary mad about the rings. Yeah. So I think I feel like part of her story arc with this whole thing is right. Like she, initially I was like, okay, she's pissed me off because then there's this ring story and she's super mad about Christine telling the story, but she's not as mad about at Cody at the action of what happened. And I was really confused. And then they show in this next, couple scenes that she's talking about, he needs to tell me to my face, he needs to tell me my face. And I was like, okay, I was, buying into the Mary story, right? I'm like, okay, I can kind of, if I squint hard enough, maybe I can kind of see where she might have gotten that idea. I don't know. But then watching it back again, I realized that she did that when she got all pissed off about Christine was after she had filmed the tell-all. I mean, after she had done all this interviews, she came back and she did that. So she was pissed off because her cover was blown.
Hmm.
She spent this 4 hours spinning the story about Cody, needing to man up and tell her. And it was blown away by Christine in this offhanded way, telling this offhanded story.
Well, there's a lot more stories too that we didn't hear about him probably
Mm-hmm.
doing mean and bad things to her. But also, there's probably a lot we haven't seen about him being a nice guy and fake. And like, how he goes back and forth, Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde.
Right.
So he probably does lead her on, only then to tear her down, only
Oh,
to
for
give
sure.
her false
100%.
hope. But
100%.
any person with any, self-esteem would not put up with that.
Right.
Sorry, they wouldn't. I mean, it's just, I don't, you would
Yeah.
not, like, I shouldn't say wouldn't, but most people would not spend 20
Should
plus years
not.
with somebody that doesn't respect or treat
Because
you
you need them
appropriately.
to, like, what magic words does he need to say to your face to make it where, well, I'm not just, you're being a jerk, so I'm gonna leave. Well, I think he's being more than a jerk. I wouldn't classify what he's doing as being a jerk. I mean, your perception of that as being a jerk, then your perception is way off of what reality is. Because, honey, what he's doing is far above being just a jerk.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
My kid's a jerk when he leaves his dirty shit all over the place. That's not the same thing,
It's like diabolical what he's doing.
Right.
It's
Yeah.
horrible.
Yes. Well, he just
Mhm.
has no filter.
Yeah. And then back to the whole speaking Cody thing. Janelle said that her kids were really upset because Robin was interjecting into their relationship too.
Mhm.
And telling the kids, oh, well, I speak Cody, like when the kids wanted to talk to their own father. It's like,
You can have
no.
a conversation with him over here. If you come over here, I'll be here because I speak Cody. Like he's our
Crazy.
father. We're okay. And Janelle was so funny about it too, because she's like, yeah, no, I can handle it, did just fine before you got here, and we all can communicate with him just fine, sweetheart.
Mm-hmm.
Back off.
Mm-hmm.
And then it was just like, it just, I had to touch on this again because it infuriates me so much, is when, Suki asked her, well, do the other, or do the other wives speak Cody? And her answer was, they have the capacity.
Yeah.
Like, the fuck? They have the capacity to learn to speak Cody. These bitches, I mean, they were all married to him before you came along and like upended him with your like Victoria's Secret debt collection. Like,
You know what I think it is? I think speaking Cody is really terms for manipulation. It's like
I
it
can
should be
twist what he said.
manipulating Cody, not speaking Cody, manipulating Cody.
Hearing the words that come out of his mouth and being able to manipulate that into to translate it, interpret it to mean whatever she wants it to mean.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. I think we solved it.
We did. Yeah. And Mary
Detective Lex
brings
is on the case.
Mary brings up a good point when, because Cody tries to deflect everything. It's not his fault. So, he wants to use the excuse of Mary being catfished as the reason why the relationship didn't work. So the ring story came to light, and Mary was like, no, the ring happened 7 years prior to the catfishing incident, which I think is important because that lets everyone know, like, I kind of felt bad for Mary in that moment because I'm like, oh, she's meeting a new friend who's not really
Nobody blames you
right.
for reaching outside of your marriage for comfort and attention, Mary. Like, nobody, I don't think anybody ever blames her for that. Like, and getting catfished, like, it happens. Like, at this point in society, we're in, like, almost in 2024. I think everybody's been catfished at some point by something, right? In some capacity. Like there's no shame. Like, don't, whatever. And I don't think, like, no one's bashing her for having reached outside. So the fact that this happened 7 years earlier, this timeline, of events, it's like, wow, like, it took her that long to start reaching out. Well, I mean, given what she, their levels of manipulation in being raised in polygamy in this weird culty branch of fundamentalism, that aside,
Yeah. Yep. We then see the women. There's different cuts of all the women talking about Cody and how he used to be this kind, giving, like, happy-go-lucky, optimistic guy. And now it's just become, he's mad, he's angry, he's pessimistic. And so I thought that was interesting too, because I think every single woman, every single wife said the same thing. They were all saying that he was this person that he's no longer.
He's this bitter, angry little man now. And he didn't used to be that way. And it's like, well, if it isn't the consequences of our own actions, Cody. Like, I mean, look at that, smacking you right in the face. No wonder you're angry. Look at what you've done with your life.
And then later on, we see Cody talking about Mary again. He says, oh, he loves her, but he doesn't think that they can be in a happy relationship. So I'm like, earlier you said you didn't love anyone else but Robin, but now you're saying you do love Mary, but don't think you can be in a relationship with her?
Because he has to, again, twist himself around and do these mental gymnastics and word salad to make it sound as good for him as possible, which in his eyes somehow is both loving her and not loving her at the same time.
Yeah.
And treating her like dog shit in a barn, and her being the love of his life, and nobody should question that. Like, and it was no longer safe, quote unquote safe, for him to be in a relationship with her. And I swear to fucking God, if I hear that goddamn word one more time, for those of you guys who play drinking games for these shows, if you drink every time somebody says safe or unsafe, you'd be passed out by the end.
Definitely.
God, at least Nell had the wherewithal to use the air quotes around it. He was, again, using his word salad incorrectly.
Exactly. Well, we go to the scene of the picnic table on the property with Robin, Mary, and Cody outside talking. And we get different perspectives from everyone about what the conversation meant to them and yada, yada, yada. So to summarize it, again, Cody said that that Mary wanted something that we just can't have. And Robin starts crying, sobbing. Robin had to walk away. Per usual, that she's crying. Which, did you like that screenshot I sent you?
I did. It was so perfect. It was, you sent me the screenshot of Robin crying, right? Crying, quote, air quotes.
Yes.
And the closed captioning said sobbing.
Yes, it's sobbing. And I was like, I don't know who did these closed captions, who typed them up, but they must obviously watch the show because they didn't say crying. They didn't say like sulking or I don't know. They
They got
used
it
the word
right. They were
sad. Yeah.
accurate on that one.
Yeah. So I mean, what else do you want to talk? I mean, like, we just see it all again, I guess. It's
Yeah,
not
there's no, yeah, whatever. We've
yeah,
seen
exactly.
the Fraudcast. Will be right back. Hey, Fraudcasters. With the busy fall season already in swing, you might be looking for wholesome, convenient meals for jam packed days. School's back in session, you're running around all over the place. Factor, America's #1 ready to eat meal kit, can help you fuel up fast with chef prepared, dietitian approved, ready to eat meals delivered straight to your door. You'll save time, eat well, and stay on track with your healthy lifestyle. Relish the best of autumn with fall flavors. They're limited time only hearty comfort meals featuring seasonal veggies, meals like cranberry pecan chicken and apple Dijon pork chops, which, by the way, I just had for dinner tonight. Fantastic. Ready in just 2 minutes, they'll satisfy your fall cravings during the busy season without the hassle. You can even level up with gourmet plus options prepared to perfection by chefs ready to eat in record time. Treat yourself to the upscale meals with premium ingredients like broccolini, leeks, truffle butter, and asparagus. Head to factormeals.com/fraudcast50 and use code fraudcast50 to get 50% off. That's fraudcast50 at factormeals.com/fraudcast50 to get 50% off. Hey, Fraudcasters. I love the holidays, but shopping is always a daunting task, especially right now when life is so lifey and crazy busy and the kids' schedules are all over the place. So I was so excited when Skims announced its biggest holiday gift shop ever. This shop is going to make all my holiday shopping so easy this year, and I might get a little something for myself while I'm at it. You will find the perfect present for everyone on your list in the Skims holiday gift shop. Sisters, moms, dads, boyfriends, husbands, best friends, wives, even your pets, y'all. Skims is creating the next generation of underwear, loungewear, and shapewear. The soft lounge sleep set 2-piece pajamas and smoke sparkle print. Oh my God, these are amazing. And they come in these perfect little gift boxes ready to send. And I might pick up a set of my favorite, the cotton jersey boy short 5-pack with matching scoop bralette packs. Those are the most comfortable, and also those come in great little gift boxes ready to send too. Your favorite Skims staples like Fits Everybody Cotton, Soft Lounge, and Sleep are now available in cheerful colors and festive prints. Plus, Skims' signature holiday collections are back for the season and designed for the whole family. You've never been this cozy at home for the holidays. Collections are available in sizes double extra small to 4X for women, and unisex styles start at newborn sizing for children's styles. Skims makes holiday shopping so easy. With styles for everyone in the family, Skims Holiday Gift Shop is the destination for all of your gifting needs. Believe the hype. Skims has over 100,000 5-star reviews, and for a reason. Skims Holiday Gift Shop is now open at skims.com. Plus, get free shipping on orders over $75. After you place your order, be sure to let them know that we sent you. Select podcast in the survey and be sure to select our show, The Fraudcast, in the drop-down menu that follows. Hey, Fraudcasters. If you're racking your brain trying to think of the right present for someone, you're never going to go wrong with gifting the most comfortable sheets, clothing, and accessories that your friends and family have ever felt. I'm talking about Cozy Earth. Cozy Earth is the brand that has been featured on Oprah's Favorite Things 5 years in a row. And it's important to note that each year she featured a different product, whether it was the waffle bath towel bundle, the bamboo jogger pant, or their best-selling bamboo sheet set. These are made from viscose from bamboo. They're temperature regulating and they only get softer with every wash. All Cozy Earth products can be returned or exchanged within 100 days and include an additional 10-year warranty against defects. Can you just think of all of the people on your list that would love to receive Cozy Earth on a gift, which is pretty much, I don't know, everybody? Who doesn't want the most comfortable set of sheets ever? Whether it's the best-selling sheets, the life-changing luxury pajamas, ultra-comfortable joggers, plush lounge socks, which honestly for me, you could never go wrong with those, or their premium bath towel collection, you will love shopping and gift giving at Cozy Earth. And here's our gift to you this holiday season. Go to cozyearth.com and enter code FRAUDCAST to save up to 40%. That's cozyearth.com with code FRAUDCAST. cozyearth.com. And now back to the Fraudcast.
What I thought was really interesting was when Cody told Mary again how he felt. And then he asked her, am I being fair, Mary? Mary was like, well, you're being honest and you're being kind. And I'm like thinking, like, he's not number one, being honest.
No.
And he's B, not actually being very kind.
No,
So
not
her
at all.
warped sense of reality, to her, that was him being fair and kind. And I'm like, no, I would have stood up and been like, you're a fucking asshole. You have been leading me on for 20 some years. You don't love me. You don't care about me. But instead she's like, oh, well,
she uses, again, choices of language, right? So her constant use of the words like unkind and being kind and things, when what she's talking about is actually far greater than being unkind. It's like straight up diabolical.
yes.
Right? Like her constant minimizing of it is, again, language choice, right? She's intentionally minimizing a lot of these things that are more than just, more than that. They're hurtful and they're shameful and they're all these things rolled in one. And she's just always minimizing what he says. So by saying that in that moment too, by her saying, at least you're being kind, when he's actually like not, you're like, okay, yeah, well, maybe she has still work to do in therapy.
Mm-hmm.
Like she's made some progress, but
right. What do you think about the agreement that Cody and Robin made when they got married? That they promised each other that if they were never in love with each other, that they would not be in a pathetic place. A pathetic place that they're talking about right in front of Mary.
This is how I think that actually went down. Is while they're boning one night before they got married, probably while they're boning in the white sports car, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're saying, talking about how awesome and in love they are. And she was like, promise me you'll leave me and you'll never let me be like as pathetic as Mary is.
I agree.
That's exactly how that conversation went down that night, like when they got married, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because obviously if he's melting down his shit like years before, or whatever, anyway, when Robin came into the picture anyway, like
and you knew she probably had to know about that story. Like she had to have known.
She probably orchestrated it.
Yeah. Well, she said
I
it was
saw
before.
this ring and it was cool and I liked it. And I said, I want that. She probably orchestrated all of it. Could you check out her diamonds? Have we talked about her diamond ring?
No, we talked about the Rolexes, but not the diamonds.
The diamond ring she's wearing, I think it's ugly, but
cubic zirconium,
whatever.
Okay.
But it's not like, it's an actual, like, it looks like a normal person like engagement ring. Not a like weird polygamous cloud.
Not one of those lollipop rings, the little things you buy for a quarter.
Yeah, exactly. Like she's like looking during the next episode. She's every time she's like reaching for a tissue for her non-existent tears.
Maybe that's why she's fake crying. She wants everyone to see the ring.
Maybe because she is flashing it.
Yes. Ooh.
Oh, because you got a fancy new ring. She's got to show it off.
Yeah. It's like, oh, I'm so sad. And I'm rubbing my face all over my hand all over my face. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Anyway.
So we also see in that conversation outside, of course, Robin crying, no one else is. Cody, in his interview, said that him and Mary had a conversation in private a day or so before they actually had the conversation on the cameras. And Mary was like, it's not fair that he wants to keep our conversations private when this is something that I deserve to tell. It's my life.
Like, it's my story too.
Right. I should be able to tell it.
Yeah. Which, you can tell that, like, that's like, and I think I said this when we were talking about the episode initially, is clearly she's doing some therapy or some inner work, something, because she's like she's using big girl words and stuff there, and so I'm like, kind of proud of her in there, and then she just goes and crashes in the next episodes, but it's okay.
Yes. And that
Mary
was
will continue to disappoint me.
right. And that was kind of the episode. That was it. That was the part 2 of the tell-all.
Yes.
So we move on into part 3. Let me clear my throat for this one.
Yeah.
We watch Christine watching the whole, picnic table incident. And Christine was like, why was Robin there? Like, why was she even there?
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, like seeing their reactions was funny to me, because Christine, being like, why was she even there? Like, that doesn't
you
even
know what
make
we need, Katrina? We need like a pillow talk for Sister Wives, but go throw it back old school, right? Like, let's have the Sister Wives, Janelle and Christine on the couch, rewatching episodes of Sister Wives from the beginning. Who do I need to pitch this to on TLC?
Oh my god.
And then Cody and Robin on other couch, because they're just going to spit lies and it's not going to make any sense. But and then maybe the kids, like, let's get the kids' perspective on different episodes.
Yeah, I think, yeah.
Anyways, sorry, I got distracted.
Yeah, sorry. Just,
yeah.
Anyway.
So, yeah, we go back to talking about the agreement again between Robin and Cody and their marriage, and saying if they weren't in love with each other, yada yada.
Yeah.
Well, Cody then goes on to say that he
direct result of how he was treating Mary and how she was pathetically hanging on.
Definitely
100%.
And Cody didn't even like want to go there. He basically said that I told the other wives about it, and I let them know they're free to go if they want to. And to me, I summarize that up as, I've met the love of my life. So if anybody else wants to leave, go ahead, because I'm good. That's pretty much what I, what I mean?
I went through all of you and then I finally, it's like, oh, didn't work out. Oh, didn't work out. Oh, found one. Okay, everybody else is gone.
Yes.
Is exactly what happened. And then he told everybody that. Like, yeah, I think you're exactly right. Like, okay, I found mine. I got mine. So you're all free to go get yours.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah. So I thought it was funny too. Suki, when Robin was crying, Suki basically was like, Robin, even you're crying, Robin.
Like, you're more upset about it than
yeah, and Cody was like, that's because Robin is her advocate. I'm talking about Mary's advocate.
Yeah.
Defending her. I'm like, this is Delulu everywhere.
Yeah.
In talking about Cody and his relationships with the different wives, again, he cannot own up to anything, any sort of part in the failure of his marriages. So what he does say is that he doesn't care about the covenant that he has with his wives, because it doesn't include the dissolution of, quote, my soul or personality. And that those who are stuck in relationships
of his soul. It's like the upcoming ballad.
Mm-hmm.
His
and he
next
said
album.
Those who are stuck in relationships because of their religion or faith or whatever end up in a life of unhappy solitude with a person that is right next to them. And then he's like taking the high road by saying, I'm not going to do what's been done by me by trash talking her, talking about Mary. I'm like, you've been trash talking her this whole time. Like, what do you mean? Like, in this moment, you're not gonna.
And then go back to Mary's choices of language, or at least you're being kind, or you would say things that are not kind. Like, no, bitch. Like, he said some bad shit.
Mm-hmm.
Mean ass shit.
Yeah.
Don't say he's a grown ass man.
Yeah. And what are your thoughts when Robin goes on to say that Cody is suspicious of all the wives and everyone being disloyal to him, and that she doesn't recognize him? What do you think about that?
And she was all, oh, but not all women. I have to not all women him. Like, because I mean, her talking about this whole discussion of him being like this angry man now and sabotaging their relationship and all this stuff. Like, I can see that happening. Like, he's spiraling. He's had these wives are all leaving him, and he's like having an existential crisis, and he's just being an asshole. Like, he can't help it. He's just, he has no filter. He's just that way.
Yeah.
So he's just being an asshole. And her trying to rein it in is sort of an interesting dynamic, I think,
Mm-hmm.
because it's like when he's angry and out of control like that, she's out of her manipulation ability. Like he'll do things that she hasn't manipulated. Do you know what I mean? Like she doesn't have the control over him that she needs to have.
Yes.
So she doesn't like, so she has to employ all of her whatever, her feminine wiles or whatever it is that she's trying to do to get him to like snap out of his delusions and back into her reality. I don't know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So weird.
So weird. And Cody's like, I don't want Robin to see this and how dark I've gotten.
But I'm going to say it on an international TV show.
Yeah. Well, Robin's like, Robin knows he has thoughts of leaving her and to escape his life or whatever. And then he's like telling her all of it. Look, listen, I know in a marriage and a relationship, you're supposed to share how you feel and you yada, yada, yada. Okay.
Sure.
But telling your partner that you have fantasies about having sex with somebody else, boning somebody else, to then only tell that person that, oh, I actually really love the person I left.
Bone.
Right. And let me just change my name and move and like never talk to you again. Like I think that there's like a line that needs to be drawn.
Sure,
and like,
I know, right? Like, I mean, we all dream of like, we all have those moments of like, you know, I wonder what it would be like to live alone in a loft apartment in downtown DC by myself with my dogs.
I thought you were gonna say, what would it be like to live in a barn dominium? I was like, I don't know. Tell me, Katrina. What is your fantasy like in the barn dominium? Tell me.
No, I'm just fantasizing about living in like a studio apartment, like a loft studio, huge loft studio in downtown DC overlooking the ballpark.
Nice.
That's oddly specific for me. But no, like yeah, like the fantasies that Cody is sharing about these dreams of boning another woman while in love with Robin, like, very disturbing.
It scares me because you think of like Chris Watts. You think about men that actually like, and I'm not comparing Cody to Chris Watts who killed his kids and wife, but I'm saying like there are men that do just up and leave their families and start a whole new life. They may not murder their families, but I'm saying like,
I mean, women do too. I watch a lot of true crime shows. Like trust, we know that women do it too. This is not a one of those things.
No, and we watch enough of that where like the way he was speaking was kind of like scaring me. I'm like, what is this guy planning?
Yeah, he seems to have oddly specific plans with another wife involved. Like is he gonna go off to the mountains? Like, what's he gonna do here?
Can you see him trying to be a mountain man? Remember when he was standing on the dirt pile? I always bring that up in the one like,
oh, the dirt pile. And when he's like
a shovel.
The shovel and the log with the snow. Like, what are you doing, dude? What are you doing?
Oh my god. Well, Robin was saying that Cody constantly picks fights with her over dumb things and that they're in different places. And, you know, it all happened around the bomb that went off in their family, too, with the text message thread or whatever. And I'm like, okay. He doesn't have Mary to pick on anymore, or Christine or Janelle. So maybe he is just taking it all on Robin because nobody else is there.
Nobody else
has left him.
Maybe he's just always been this way.
Maybe.
And you just don't notice it because they're not always around. I don't know.
Right. So Cody said he's self-sabotaging, or he's sabotaging his relationship with Robin because he wants to punish himself. Okay.
All right, whatever.
And we go in all the bullshit about what we just talked about.
To be doing it to punish himself. He's just an asshole who doesn't know how to act. Like, it's not that serious. I ain't that complicated. I don't need a psych degree to tell you that.
Yeah. And we have already heard this, but Janelle goes on to say that Cody is very protective over Robin and that none of the sister wives were ever allowed to talk bad about her or question anything about her or any complaint. They just couldn't talk about it. Yeah. And if they were to talk about it, then they were called a bully by Cody.
Right, which is, again, misusing words and not using them in the right context, and therefore, like, diminishing the value of what the word actually means, because what they're doing is not actually bullying. You know, Janelle made a really good point here, and she's like, Sometimes if that's the issue, like you need to be able to talk to your husband about this in a plural family. And if this is the dynamic and you need to talk to him about it, like that's what he's there for, like you can't have that conversation, then there's a problem. Things are going to fall apart,
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah, that really is. I mean, yeah.
And Suki brought up something about Cody and the time he was spending with the women, and he got really defensive about being equitable of his time, which he keeps really denying that he spent most of his time with Robin, which is crazy because it's like everyone knows it.
We can see it. He denies, and he's always just saying like, oh, it's just a complaint, and there's always going to be this complaining.
No, then he one ups and it's like, well, they're just jealous. They're just jealous of Robin.
And we're all just jealous of Robin. Those of us on the internet that talk bad about her, we're all just jealous of her.
Exactly.
And her eyebrows, yeah.
And then you sent me the screenshot of him being like, shut up, I will punch you in the mouth. That's what he wants to say to the other sister wives when they're mistreating or talking badly about Robin.
He wants to tell them to shut up or I'll punch you in the mouth.
Like these are some red flags, folks.
Like serious red flags, guys. Like he's finally just letting it out. He's just saying all the quiet parts out loud now.
The ones that Robin said that he always says that he doesn't think and he just speaks.
Right, that she always filters. She always nicens up for him to manipulate what is being said.
She manipulates and filters.
Mm-hmm. She's his brain. And and she does it in such a way that he doesn't realize it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, not that he's very smart. It's not like it would be that hard to trick him.
But that is true. He thinks he is, though.
Be Cody. So, I
mean. Yep. Christine was talking about the past disagreements that she's had with Robin. And she said that she thought they were fine. They it was over. They worked it out and moved on. But somehow these things kept coming up over and over again. And when Suki asked her, well, what disagreement kept coming over,
what kept coming up?
Thank you. Thank you. She was like, well, there was this personality test. This had me freaking rolling because I didn't know where this was going to go.
Mm-hmm.
But they all took a personality test. At least we think they all took the personality test. And we learned that Janelle is like the peacemaker, the diplomat, which she agrees with. Mary and Christine don't remember their results, but Mary
remember agreeing with them.
Right, but they do agree with what they were. And then not only that, but they agree that what they heard about the other sister wives was correct. They don't remember what exactly was said, but they're like, I remember agreeing that yes. And then all of a sudden, Suki asked Robin about her personality test results, and she all of a sudden does not remember what they were because earlier Christine was saying that apparently the test told Robin that she was dramatic. Not only did she like drama, hearing about it, she liked to talk about it. And all of a sudden, Robin just had no idea.
She didn't know what they talked about. What personality test? Oh, well, they were talking about the results. Oh, well, they must have filled them in for me, So.
Yeah, Christine didn't really know me, so she just guessed at what I thought, would want the answer to be or whatever.
And then fast forward to today when my dear friend, 90 Day Fiance Meme, aka Melissa, did the Lord's work and found season 6, episode 10 is where they discussed the personality test they took, including Robin, who loves to rewrite history.
Mm-hmm.
So there we go. There we have it. I have it posted on my Instagram. You can also check 90 Day Fiance Meme for the original post of that, where we got to revisit history and rewrite it correctly, Robin.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. I conclude this dramatic reading of the Instagram post.
Suki asked Christine about her relationship. She's like, would you ever be friends with Robin? Yada, yada. Christine was like, no, I'm not friends with Robin. I don't trust her. And an example of Christine not trusting Robin, I mean, there are many, but the one that she mentioned is that, Robin claims that she wants to have this big family and she sees everybody getting together yet. But in reality, she keeps Cody to herself and doesn't participate in family things or doesn't want to, make time for the whole family.
And this is another interesting example of my like commentary, running commentary on the language choices, right? So we got when Suki asks Cody a question that could be a yes or no question or whatever, and he just needs to say, "Oh yeah, I'm no longer in love with her," because he's not, and he says he's not, but he can't just say that, right? He goes on and on and on. Well, Suki asks Christine, would you consider being friends with her? And she's like, an immediate no. Like she can just answer the question, regardless of how it quote unquote may make her look, right? She says no, because I don't trust her.
Yeah.
Like she doesn't have to like twist herself up and like pull all these words out of her asshole just to like try to make her sound stronger, better, somehow, like as if saying no, I don't trust her would somehow reflect poorly on her, because it doesn't. And that's like the chief difference right there between their language choices.
Yep. What do you think about Mary correcting Suki? Well, like, I'm not a sister wife anymore. They're not my sister wives. Like, we're not married to the same guy. Oh, no. But I'm like, okay, shut the hell up.
She's hell bent on being a single lady. Remember what her anthem was? All the single ladies.
Yeah.
So, she's very hell bent on, I am a single woman. I'm a single woman. And you know what it must be? It's because a single woman is the unicorn in a polyamorous couple that wants a third. They always want a single woman, right? So her relationship, this fake, this imaginary relationship I have with her and her friend Jen and her Jen's husband, he's the unicorn, right? So she has to be a single lady in order to maintain her spot as the unicorn in that relationship, in that triad. So,
I love how you made this all up, but yet I would not be shocked if it was true, like at all.
This right here is
Katrina
the powerful
called
brain.
It first, guys.
That's the powerful brain. That's my very expensive legal education at work right there. Coming up with that.
Yes, that is probably true. Well, Suki asked Mary about Robin, does she have your back? And Mary's like, yeah, she has my back, but she doesn't trust her implicitly. And then she brings up the catfishing situation, which it's been a while since this happened. So I didn't realize, and correct me if I'm wrong, is the catfish a friend of Robin's?
Okay, we had the same conversation because we don't think it's entirely clear. And I rewatched it, right? And talked about this and rewound it and stuff. I don't know if it's there entirely clear, because the conversation about Mary and Suki, they kind of kept cutting each other off. And so we didn't get to hear the complete thoughts, and or the editing was done in such a way that we couldn't exactly tell what was said. It did sound like a lot like they were saying that Mary was saying that Robin's friend was the crazy person catfish.
Right. That's what I got out of that.
On rewatch, it doesn't quite read the same to me. It reads a little bit more the other way, that it was like that Robin's friend was somehow involved in, if they weren't the catfish, they knew about it. Okay.
Because I was trying to understand, and I did a rewind too a little bit, but I'm like, what exactly is happening here? Because I don't remember hearing that the catfish was a friend of Robin, so that was news to me.
Like 3 people involved in the whole scenario anyway, or something. So it made it sound.
It was a woman. I know that, the main one at least.
What my takeaway from it was that Robin's friend was not the one that was telling Robin that Mary was doing these things, wasn't themselves the catfisher, but was somehow involved with them, the situation.
Gotcha.
Which, for felony murder rule in many states, doesn't matter if you pulled the trigger or not. If you're involved, you're involved. You're equally liable. So,
right.
She's not the actual catfisher. She's,
somebody involved.
It's what,
Well, Robin goes on to tell the quote friend / catfisher, whoever they are, if you don't have any proof Mary's having an affair, then don't talk about it anymore.
$100 says she did not actually say that to her friend.
No, she probably said, hey, where's the proof? Show me the proof.
I wonder if Robin was one of the people involved. Do you think she was manipulating the catfish situation?
100%.
Do you think she was the catfisher, like ultimately behind the scenes, like the guy behind the guy behind the guy?
Like the Wizard of Oz?
Yeah. Do you think
Maybe.
she was actually pulling the strings on that catfish situation?
Maybe. Yeah, it's like Scooby-Doo when somebody pulls off the mask. It's like
Oh,
it was Robin. It
it
was
was Robin
sobbing
the whole.
Robin this whole
It was
time.
Robin the whole time. Oh my
Maybe.
God, Robin's the catfisher the whole time.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, when Suki asked Mary, I'm sorry, when Suki called Mary an ex-sister wife in front of Robin, all of a sudden we get sobbing Robin again. And she is like, you can call her that anywhere else but with me.
She
I'm like,
will always be my sister wife.
oh my
No,
God. She's like,
no,
Christine's
bitch.
my sister wife.
No,
Janelle's my sister wife.
that's not how facts work. Just because you choose not to believe them doesn't make them any less true. Okay.
Mm-mm-mm.
Like
No, no, Christine, this isn't just me being dramatic.
I just can't let this go because they're not my ex sister wives. Dude, bitch, you orchestrated all of it.
Yeah, definitely.
But she has to be the victim. But Christine's a set retelling of the personality test debacle. She was saying how one of the things was the bonding with people. Like, you always have to be dramatic because it's like how you relate. You get people to relate to you that way or something, by having these dramatic stories or whatever. And I was like, oh, that's an interesting take. Okay.
Yeah, I want to know what the personality test was that they took and what Robin's result really was. Like, well, where does she fit? I'm gonna look that up.
Yeah. There's one that I was taking recently, and it was actually Pastor Becca was telling me about it. It was in our group chat, but it was like a long time ago. And I'll have to look it up. But it was interesting because she and I were talking about something else, and she was like, "Oh, interesting. You might be a da 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 on this whatever thing." And I was like, oh, that all sounds really. So I looked that one up and I was like, oh, yeah, that really sounds like me. And then I took the test like 4 times, different sites and all this stuff. And I never got it once. I got this
Send
other
me.
one. And it's funny, it does sound like me, but like I got this other one repeatedly over and over and over again. It was like, okay.
Send me the link. I want to take it.
Yeah, I'll find them.
Yeah. That's cool.
One of the Enneagram ones, and it's not like the introvert that one. It was not that one, but it's some Enneagram site.
That's cool.
It's like 3 and wings, and it's yeah, it's really cool. Yeah, you'll.
Does it tell you all the like possibilities of the results? Like as far as at the end?
Yeah. You're science minded. Right? Will appreciate it. You'll like it.
I'm excited.
Yeah. So anyway.
Well, then we hear more about the fight between the whole family and the text message thread. Oh my God.
Yeah. Can we, before we talk about the text message thread, just take a quick break and we'll be right back.
Hey guys, Hetero Life Mate here. Drizzly, we've talked to you about this before. Drizzly is the go-to app to get drinks delivered, especially during the holidays. They offer one of the widest selections of beer, wine, and spirits available, and the shop's curated. There's gift guides, there's recommendations from experts, and you can discover drinks from all of your holiday festivities delivered right to your door with Drizzly. The mistletoe margarita, the Scrooge driver, the North Pole punch. Which drink is best for the holidays? The answer? All of them. And luckily, you can get everything you'll need delivered with Drizzly, the go-to app for drink delivery. Whether it's classics like the Bullier Bourbon, Don Julio Reposado, or Cattell One, or something new, fruitcake flavored tequila, anyone? They really have it. Okay, maybe not that. But you can get the drinks that you do want to match any holiday festivity on Drizzly. Sending a gift to your family, friend, or coworker, hosting some friends for an ugly sweater party, restocking your bar, you name it, Drizzly has you covered. Shop curated gift guides, get recommendations from experts, and get more on Drizzly. So download the Drizzly app or go to drizzly.com. That's DRIZLY.com to choose your drinks today. Must be 21 plus, not available in all locations.
Okay. All right. The text message thread. This is the most information we've gotten about the text message thread blow up ever.
Yep. So they're all talking about doing a video chat with all of the kids. Everyone was excited about it, but
no, they
Robin,
weren't even talking about. They were talking about the gift exchange, not the video chat. Robin's the one that tried to interject the video chat.
Right. Sorry. Yes. They were talking about doing a video chat or whatever, but the gift
They were
exchange on
talking
the,
about the
yeah,
gift exchange, and then she was
exactly.
like, let's do a video chat because my kids don't even know who their siblings are.
Right. And let's do it at
Because
9 p.m., even though kids
yeah,
live on the East Coast and it was too late for them.
yeah.
So the kids were like, well, that time doesn't work for us. And they were trying to figure out a new time to do it. And Robin took that information and took it offense to it and basically said that all the kids hate me and I don't want anything to do with all of you
Yes.
because they try to fix the time. That's the story we got.
That's basically what happened. Right.
And the thing is too, neither Robin nor Cody denied that, right? They could have easily been like, well, what really happened was, but they didn't have any other information to offer up except for
It's
they don't like us.
uncontradicted testimony, as we would say.
It's just like, okay. First of all, I think somebody needs to release the video chat. Where's Gwendolyn? Okay, if one of the kids are going to do it, it's going to be
Not a video chat. The video chat didn't happen.
I mean, the text message thread. I'm sorry, I'm tired. I'm sorry. I'm exhausted. Release the text message thread.
Yes.
I want to see the text message
So,
thread.
like, yeah, so they were talking about this gift exchange. It's a big deal, blah, 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 blah. Like, and they were trying to do it. So Robin had to insert herself in it because if it's not all about Robin, it doesn't exist in her world, right?
Facts.
So she had to make it all about them. And in her words, in one of her interviews, she's saying it basically because her little kids, Ari and Solomon and stuff, don't know their siblings because they're all assholes.
Don't even know their names.
Don't even know their names and stuff because, they didn't, because of their complete separateness and age and all the other things. And so she basically used this as an opportunity to say that to the group because this is a completely appropriate time to say that. And when the kids are trying to plan their thing and they're like, oh, let's have a video chat because my kids don't know you guys. And was kind of
Hunter was like, one video chat's not going to fix that.
Yes, was basically like, and it went off the rails. And I was like, well, he's not wrong.
Right.
But I feel like it was her that switched it. And it was so annoying is because she's, instead of recounting the facts of what happened, like somebody said this, and then this was said, and then I took that to mean blah, blah, blah. They were bullying me. Like she was already editorializing and emotionalizing the content without saying what the facts are. She's projecting what her own emotions are about the situation onto it when she's trying to instead of reciting the facts. So instead of saying like, oh, and then Hunter said this and this, she's like, well, and then Hunter was mean, and then they said they hated us, and the other people, and she's completely editorializing it. It was like, oh, you're not even saying what actually happened. Like, yeah, stop.
Well, like, and she was bringing up old stuff too. Like, we don't even know if they were being mean directly on the thread, like the text thread. I guess she said that they were a little bit, like they were making.
That's part of the issue. I don't know necessarily what was actually said when she's recounting it, because she's not recounting what was said. She's recounting her reaction to what was said. So
yeah, Robin said that the other kids were mocking and dismissing her kids after they expressed themselves via text, I guess.
Right. And that's exactly what I mean. Like, what do you mean by that? What word, what were the words?
Right. First of all, text messages in general are a terrible communication, like can be terrible if you're trying to express something because anything can be taken out of context.
Mm-hmm.
I could not put a happy face after I text you and maybe not even a punctuate, no period, no nothing. I could just say okay and you'd be like, oh, Alexis hates me. She just said okay. No, I'm fucking busy. Like, or or whatever. Like,
yeah, well, see, I know you well enough to know that that's not an issue, right?
Right. But some people could just misinterpret anything on a text.
But Robin is a professional victim, right? So
exactly.
She didn't say what was said. She went immediately to her editorial.
Conveniently didn't say what was said.
Exactly. Well, like, I'm sorry, but back the fuck up. You're jumping to legal conclusions without having facts and evidence. God damn, I've been in court too long. Because that's immediately what I think. I'm like, you're making conclusions and we don't even have any facts and evidence that would support that conclusion.
Yeah.
So how can you tell me that they were mocking you Like, what made you believe that they were mocking you?
What did they
What
say?
was said? And she wouldn't say that. So
Mhm.
therefore, the other kid's version of events is uncontroverted, and therefore I would assign credibility to them.
Yeah,
Plus, Robin's just a bitch and a liar. So
exactly. You could even own up to the personality test. Like, who gives a fuck? It's a personality test, Robin.
I know.
My God.
See, and that goes to it. I'm surprised that she didn't pull some weird word salad, but like Cody does. Instead of she just flat out denied it and then made up some random, oh, Christine must have filled it out for me and she doesn't even know me.
She's a terrible liar. All she had to say was, oh,
I don't remember.
I don't really remember. And that's it.
Yeah.
Maybe, yeah.
And
But
they
instead,
can't
she had
even
to
do that.
continue-
And it
No.
doesn't hurt her. That's what kills me about it is it wouldn't hurt her if she said that. Like witnesses on the stand, like it's not gonna hurt. Just tell the truth. Like
Oh my gosh.
tell it. It's not gonna hurt.
Yes.
Oh,
Well, we then learn.
you look worse when you lie.
Yeah, it's true. It's so true. Christine said that some of the siblings get along better than others, and of course that's to be expected, and that they really did try to include Robin and her kids into everything from the very beginning. But that the kids felt it came out that they felt like they were never really a part of the family. And it
Right.
kind of broke Christine and Janelle's hearts because they didn't want that to happen.
Yeah, they didn't realize it. They're like, we didn't know. Like, that's really how they've been feeling. Like, shit.
And you know what I think? I think that, and this is me speaking, I think that Robin probably planted that seed in their head, like, oh, look, they don't want to be with you, or oh, look, they didn't
never
invite
wanted
us
to
to
be
this.
with you from the beginning.
Right. And I think that she
Even though
instigated that.
Yeah, she inceptioned that thought in them, and like made them believe the way she rewrites history.
Yep.
Made them believe, like planted these stories in their head. Although Mary and Janelle that say like, maybe we didn't do a great job of it. Maybe we tried our best, but maybe we could have done better.
Yeah, and they said that they forced their children to take them in and to just
like, oh,
accept
this is
them
their
off the
new happy
bat,
family without really
communicating and having conversations. And
yeah, and that's like super insightful for them to like say that and be like, okay, yeah.
wait, you mean Katrina? They
I
self-reflected and
know.
actually
They
took
were
some ownership
introspective and took ownership and just didn't like trip over themselves trying to deny that it ever happened.
Right. I didn't blame everyone else for it.
Right.
Crazy. Well, Christine says she's not interested in fixing anything with Cody and Robin, but she is with the kids. She does feel like she wants to work on that, I guess. And that kind of sums up all the family drama. So we didn't get all the text message information.
No, but we did get a chunk. So
we did get more. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Suki asked Christine about who she is dating. And of course, we've all known for a while now that she's been dating and is now married to David.
The way she talks about him is so cute.
It is.
And it's like a world of difference away from the way she spoke about Cody. And you can tell, like clearly it's a different thing,
Yeah, she said she's felt so loved. She can be herself with no strings attached.
And to be, she was like, this is what it feels like to be appreciated and desirable and to be desired. Like it's so sad that she never knew what that felt like because she's with Mr. Conditional Love, Cody.
Yeah, it's terrible. And then next time we see Christine saying that she doesn't think Robin has any desire to live a plural life. And we actually get to meet David for the first time on the show.
Yes, we get to hear him speak and talk and stuff. So yeah, so I'm excited.
Me too.
I'm also excited. 1,000 Pound Sister starts tomorrow night, Tuesday night, whatever. Tonight, I don't know what day you're listening.
It's almost Tuesday.
Yeah, when we're recording this, but we'll put this out Tuesday.
Yes.
All right. Thank you guys for tuning in. Thanks for being patient with us as we get back on track with after all this travel and heart surgery and things. And we love you. Thank you. Bye.